Most all of the children that you will see dancing tonight are children of Santa Pia. We do need the assistance of some outside dancers and some musicians to assist us, but over the year, those children have learned the dances from teachers among the dancers themselves, as well as some teachers from outside. And this is one of the benefits of this particular Sunday evening performance, is that through this program the children get to learn these dances. As you may know or have read, this art form was almost lost during the Khmer Rouge era. The professional dancers were either executed or died of illness and disease or from starvation. And so by the time the 4 years was finished, almost all of these dancers were gone. Fortunately, there were a few, and the princess of Cambodia was herself a patron of this form of art and helped to restore it to the kingdom. Now these dances are performed throughout Cambodia, and it is revived. And in the process, then, our children get to participate in that revival and continuation of this great traditional dance. They also, of course, enjoy performing it. It's one thing to learn it, but with you here, they really get to enjoy performing it. So it's a really wonderful enrichment program for the children, and it's a part of our educational project. To tell you just a little bit more about the education of the children, they all attend the local public schools. About 17 of our children are in the elementary level schools, and about 13 of our children are in the high school. High school here starts in 7th grade. 7 through 12 is regarded as high school. Now, when our children first came to the project from one of the pagodas and from some of the outlying villages, they were very far behind in school, according to their age. And even when they got into their class and they went through their first month or two of examinations, they were at the bottom of the ranking of their class of 35 to 40 children. But by the end of the year, they had progressed into the top 50% of the class, most of them 20 and below. And many of them were in the top 10, and we even had children who were number 1 and number 2 and number 3 in their classes. And so they really benefited from having proper nutrition and a support system here and the kind of studying that they're able to do. And they're very earnest students. I think that was the first thing that impressed me when I volunteered at the Children's Home when I came here as a tourist 2 years ago. I just spent 4 days volunteering to teach English, but I had never seen children study like these children study. They would go 2 hours without a bathroom break, on the floor, on their knees, writing in their notebooks and studying English. I was really taken by that, and actually kind of fell in love with these kids. I say they stole my heart, so I had to move to Cambodia to live where my heart was. And so a year ago, I sold my home in Seattle and moved to Cambodia and enjoyed this project so much. So the education of the children is really one of the primary purposes for our being here. I have to tell you that the food, shelter, and clothing part is pretty important too. And just to give you an idea, there's 30 children and about 10 staff that eat here on a regular basis. And we go through 400 kilo of rice a month. I try to imagine what that would look like all in one big pile. Uncooked, let alone cooked. But that's a lot of rice, and it shows, because again, when our children arrived, they were also very undersized for their age, looking 2, 3, even 4 or 5 years younger than they are. But by, again, a year of good nutrition, they had grown substantially, and many of them now, most of them look age appropriate for their size and their growth and development. So they're really thriving here, and that's a great joy to all of us. With our staff, we have a director who actually runs another NGO and contributes his time here. We have 2 deputy directors to help run the place from day to day, one for education and one for administration. And then we have operations manager and a couple of cooks and a wonderful staff of young men and women who take care of the children in 1-to-6 ratio. So that's our program as a structure.